I won't like to name the person, but somebody suggested to me कि आपको स्कूल नहीं आना चाहिए, आपको बैंडाना पहन के स्कूल आना चाहिए. किसी ने देखा भी नहीं, they just looked at me and smiled. They thought कि maybe तिरुपति चली गई है रश्मि मैम, you know, वहाँ जाके अपने बाल दे आई है. तो मुझे कभी किसी को justify ही नहीं करना पड़ा. जितनी respect you get as a teacher, I don't think so you get in any other profession. And it is the purest kind of love and affection and reverence. I tell my teachers, leave your baggage at home. All of us have problems, but जब स्कूल में आते हो, क्लास में घुसते हो, तब that happiness जो बच्चे आपको दे रहे हैं, उस टाइम आप उनके हो जाओ for those next couple of hours. Then another reason is that kind of competition which is happening. We are looking at numbers कि उसको
80%
मिले, 80% आए, उसको देखो तुम्हारी फ्रेंड को 85 आया, मैं तुम्हारे को इससे ज़्यादा पढ़ाती थी, उसने तुम्हारा देख लिया.
वो एग्रेशन उनका कहीं और निकलता है.
बिल्कुल, एक दूसरे पे निकलता है.
एक दूसरे पे निकलता है. Welcome to the Komal Show. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mrs. Rashmi Ahuja, Headmistress Daly College. She is a compassionate teacher with 30 years of experience in teaching and education field. She is a cancer survivor and an aspiring individual. We are glad to have you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Komal, and to talk to you and share my views. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So, ma'am, my first question to you, what inspired you to become an educator?
I think destiny played a major role. I got married and I moved to Indore, and at that point of time, 40 years back, we didn't have so many options to work in a public sector or in a big company. So my father-in-law was the driving force who suggested that I study.
Okay.
And at that point of time, it was best to do your MA and get into teaching because you had the B.Ed college here. So that's how I got into this profession.
Okay, and it's been like how many years you are into this profession?
35 years now.
Wow, wonderful.
Yes.
So, ma'am, how has been your journey as an educator, and have you got evolved with these years?
Absolutely. I think when you start, I was a young girl of 24 when I got into teaching, and it was all excitement because being with children, I think, gives you a different kind of sense of, belonging.
Yeah.
They always reach out to you. They are so loving. So I think it's been a beautiful journey. Not even for a single day have I ever felt that I am into this profession and I am teaching and I have to do something. It's just their love which takes you to a higher level. So it's been lovely.
Wow. So, ma'am, if you would like to share some insightful stories, like इस journey ने आपको क्या-क्या सिखाया?
I think it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
It taught me patience. It taught me that you need to give unconditional love. It taught me that children can ask you so many questions anytime.
Yeah.
And you always need to listen. It's so important to answer all the questions.
To listen.
Yes.
Wow. Ma'am, I just got to know about your cancer thing, like you have been a cancer survivor.
Yes.
So if you would like to give some insights about your journey and how one can learn from this.
See, acceptance is the major thing. You are never ready to believe that it could happen to you. You hear stories, you hear about people. But I was a survivor. Why? Because it came so suddenly. My husband is a kidney transplant survivor, and I think he gave me the courage because his was a gone case. If he could manage, if he could show the resilience, I think mine was a cakewalk. Though of course it took its toll, but again I would come back to my children. Not a single child in school ever questioned that, Rashmi ma'am, what happened to your hair? Or Rashmi ma'am, what happened? They all thought maybe I'd gone to Tirupati and devoted my hair.
But how it all started, like would you mind sharing your entire journey, like when you got to know that, something wrong happened to you?
Yes, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. It was very difficult as a family to come to terms with.
Correct.
My son was posted in Bangkok. He just flew in. The moment he heard, I have one son and one daughter.
One daughter. Okay.
So my son is 36 and my daughter is 25.
Okay.
And he just flew in and he told me, no, we'll look at the best treatment. I don't know why. I said, no, I don't see what is going to was going to happen, and it was a major surgery, and it people give you a lot of suggestions. They ask you to go for
Correct.
therapy, they ask you to talk to cancer patients, they ask you that you need to get your strength from somewhere. But my students gave me my strength. I met nobody, I discussed it with no one, I just was with my family. And in these times you realize that what is most important? Most important are those 4 people in your life.
Your family.
Yes, who are going to support and stand by you. They are the ones who will always be there. And when you have been through something like cancer,
It was
cancer of my breast,
breast cancer.
and I had to undergo almost 31 chemos because
31 chemos. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
but
Salute to
it
you,
was
ma'am.
lovely. It was I believe me, when I think back,
Look, I'm looking at you and I can't believe that you have been survived.
yes, it's been
After
5
it feels
years.
like
It's been 5
Wow.
years. It was in 2018, 6th year in fact going. But I think resilience comes. Children, the love. I used to finish chemo at 12 in the night, and the next morning I used to be in my office.
Oh, you were working?
Yes,
all the time.
throughout I've worked.
Wow.
I think maybe for the first chemo I took leave the next day, but then my husband said that no, you get up and move. You cannot wallow in self-pity. You can't be, you have to. And I think that gave me the strength. And I never wore a bandana, or I never wore a scarf. I was bald and everybody accepted me.
Wow,
So it was
wonderful.
wonderful.
Especially the kids.
Yes,
Your
nobody ever questioned. I think
Wow.
it's the most beautiful profession. I'm the happiest when I'm in school. I'm unable to give it up.
Wow.
Believe me, I'm unable to give it up.
And I think it's been 5 years, ma'am, right?
Yes.
Such an inspiring thing. I think there are so many viewers who are watching us. They will inspire from you, ma'am, that cancer is something.
It can happen to anyone.
yeah.
And it can be of anything.
Correct.
It's just that how you handle it.
Correct.
It's basically how you as a person are able to overcome all those shortcomings.
Yes. And I've been seeing people, give up on a very small things nowadays.
Yes.
And when I'm looking at you, you can set an example to all the viewers here, ma'am.
Even I look at children, and I wonder that sometimes they just give up. Like you said, that is not the solution. You need to always stand up, move ahead, because this is something, life will keep throwing challenges. It's
Correct.
how you are going to make yourself stronger. You learn from every experience. I think every experience teaches you something, leaves something, an indelible mark with you. So I think we should all learn from that.
वंडरफुल मैम. मैम, कैंसर से लड़ते हुए आपने अपने आप को मोटिवेटेड कैसे रखा इन दीज इयर्स? लाइक हाउ, एज यू सेड, यू यूज्ड टू गो टू स्कूल एवरी डे. सो इफ देयर इज एनीथिंग यू वुड लाइक टू शेयर?
मुझे लगता है कि हम सबको कुछ ना कुछ प्रेरणा ज़रूर देता है. चाहे आप पूजा पाठ में बिलीव करो, अगर भगवान में बिलीव करो. मैं सोचती हूँ माई स्ट्रेंथ केम क्योंकि मैं बिलीव करती हूँ देयर इज अ पावर विच इज़ टेकिंग केयर ऑफ अस. देयर आर योर पेरेंट्स आर देयर आर एल्डर्स इन द फैमिली हु आर ब्लेसिंग यू. माई स्टूडेंट्स, आई थिंक every single day when I would go there and walk in and look at them, the kind of love, affection and the positivity that I got, उससे मुझे इतनी motivation मिली कि कभी हार मैंने मानी ही नहीं.
Wow. So I think whenever you come up with any problems, you should keep working, keep moving
Yes.
forward rather sitting at,
क्यों? Why give up?
Yes.
मतलब क्यों? ऐसा क्या है? क्या अगर हम जब तक खड़े होकर लड़ेंगे नहीं, तब तक हमें सॉल्यूशंस भी नहीं मिलेंगे. सॉल्यूशंस तभी मिलेंगे जब हम उसकी मतलब अपने अंदर वो दृढ़ निश्चय कर लें कि हाँ, हम ये कर सकते हैं. और सब कर सकते हैं, चाहे वो बच्चा हो चाहे बड़ा हो. बट यही है कि आपको सपोर्ट किसका चाहिए होता है? फैमिली.
एंड
यस, विच आई गॉट ट्रिमेंडसली. दोनों बच्चों ने मेरे साथ बिल्कुल खड़े हुए थे. सो आई थिंक इट वाज ब्यूटीफुल. पता ही नहीं चला, सब कुछ करती थी. मूवीज भी जाती थी, मास्क पहन लेती थी, बाहर भी जाती थी. सब कहते थे नहीं चीनी मत खाओ, बाहर खाना मत खाओ, नहीं खाना
And you
चाहिए
were
ये
doing
सब.
everything.
I was doing everything. I thought
Wow.
ठीक है यार, ऐसा क्या है. Okay, there is, you have to set a limit.
Yes.
But then why shouldn't you do what you want to do? People were more conscious कि in fact I won't like to name the person, but somebody suggested to me कि आपको स्कूल नहीं आना चाहिए, आपको बैंडाना पहन के स्कूल आना चाहिए, बच्चे आपको ऐसे देखेंगे तो. मैंने बोला देखेंगे तो.
And what was their reaction? The kids' reaction when you
किसी ने
entered?
देखा भी नहीं. They just looked at me and smiled. They thought कि मे बी तिरुपति चली गई है रश्मि मैम, यू नो, वहां जाके अपने बाल दे आई है. तो मुझे कभी किसी को जस्टिफाई ही नहीं करना पड़ा. तो जब बच्चे जो इतने इनोसेंट हैं और जितने प्योर हैं, अगर उनके मन में कुछ नहीं आया, रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड आई कांट बी बॉदर्ड. यस.
Ma'am, could you share any memorable moments whereas you have impacted any student's life and they have came to you?
I think many in my journey. I would say many.
I would
Why?
love to listen.
Because you know, I am with very small children up to grade 6.
Yeah.
जो उस लेवल के बच्चे होते हैं वो तो इतने प्योर होते हैं, उनको आप कुछ भी उनके साथ कहो तो उसका एक इम्पैक्ट उन पे होता है. और अगर रश्मि मैम ने कह दिया तो फिर वो तो पत्थर पे लकीर है.
That will be a lifelong impact.
Yes, and ऐसा मुझे याद है कि there was a dance show going on in school and there was this boy, he was in grade 5 और उसने इतना खूबसूरत डांस किया है. मैं ऑडियंस में बैठी हुई थी, देख रही थी. जब डांस खत्म हुआ, he just took out a rose from inside his coat and came up to me to give it to me, that Rashmi ma'am, I just worship the ground you walk on.
Wow.
And it was what a beautiful moment, and I felt that इनका इतना प्यार मिल रहा है तो और क्या चाहिए आपको.
What else you need?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
And children are all doing well. और I think जो आपके फर्स्ट टीचर्स होते हैं, जैसे अब जूनियर स्कूल में जो टीचर्स होते हैं, उनका आपके ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट होता है. क्यों? बिकॉज उनके फॉर्मेटिव ईयर्स में आप उनको हेल्प कर रहे हो.
Correct.
This is the beginning of their, yes, those are the foundation, those are the formative years. So they all keep coming back to meet you. So that gives you so much of happiness.
Wow.
Every single day there is somebody or the other who, you know, keeps filling up that bag of happiness for me.
Wow.
Every single day. I don't think so even a single day goes when I don't have something or the other. The other day I just went to teach in one class after a very long time. So after that they've been coming up to me, ma'am आप कब आ रहे हो वापस पढ़ाने, please come with little notes. So this is the beauty of being in this profession. I would urge all girls, I think it is the best profession. तुम्हारी छुट्टियां तुम्हारे बच्चों के साथ होती हैं, तुम्हारा टाइम, and everybody looks up to you. जितनी respect you get as a teacher, I don't think so you get in any other profession.
Very true.
You get in being a doctor, you get being a teacher, and it is the purest kind of love and affection and reverence.
I was about to ask the same thing, ma'am, that teacher and students के बीच में सबसे प्यारा connection, सबसे strong connection क्या होता है?
सबसे strong connection होता है trust का.
Trust.
क्योंकि बच्चा तुम्हारे ऊपर ट्रस्ट करके इज रेडी टू ब्लॉसम इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. यू कैन नेवर ब्रेक दैट ट्रस्ट. यू हैव टू बी देयर फॉर देम एवरी टाइम. दैट्स व्हाट आई से दैट आजकल क्या लैक होता है कि हमारी लाइफ इतनी बिजी हो गई है कि हमारे पास टाइम ही नहीं है. टाइम तो आपको देना ही पड़ता है.
Correct.
और टाइम देना भी चाहिए बिकॉज उस टाइम उसके लिए यू आर द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पर्सन.
Correct.
मे बी फॉर यू दैट थिंग इज वेरी स्मॉल बट फॉर द चाइल्ड it's the most important thing. उसके जहन में और कुछ भी नहीं होता.
I think teachers have always been a very integral and important part in our lives.
Yes.
Throughout years, whether it's like junior school, whether it's like senior school, whether it's college, we always have a different connect with our teachers.
और कोई ना कोई टीचर तुम्हारी ऐसी होती है जिसको you worship.
Yes.
You say कि मैं भी बड़ी होके ऐसी बनूंगी. Yes. तुम बचपन से तुम सोचते हो. I used to have an English teacher. I developed the love for English only because of my English teacher. She was so smart. She just moved in from Canada. I was a young girl and I used to keep watching her, loving her style of dressing, loving how she used to talk. So I think we should all be inspirations for others. We should always be. I think you should always be happy when you go in. I tell my teachers, leave your baggage at home. All of us have problems. But जब स्कूल में आते हो, क्लास में घुसते हो, तब that happiness जो बच्चे आपको दे रहे हैं उस टाइम आप उनके हो जाओ for those next couple of hours.
Wow, wonderful. I think something to learn from you.
Thank you so much.
To all the teachers and even to the parents. Nice. Ma'am, as we are discussing about small kids, so आजकल जो बच्चों में जो aggressiveness बढ़ रही है, जो एक violence बढ़ रहा है, उसके लिए क्या major component है which is like इसके लिए जिम्मेदार है?
मैं कहूँगी कि एक तो हमें बच्चों को टाइम ज़रूर देना चाहिए. उसके बाद आजकल जो ये एट द क्लिक ऑफ अ बटन हम बच्चों को मोबाइल्स दे देते हैं. दे आर वॉचिंग एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग. देर इज नो सेंसरशिप एनी मोर. सो दे थिंक कि यही सही है. दिस इज द ट्रूथ. We also in school deal, we have school counselors. We see that there are anger issues with many children. So, उनको कैसे आप समझाओगे? बस प्यार से ही समझा सकते हो. आप उनको सुनोगे उनकी प्रॉब्लम क्या है, क्योंकि बच्चा कई बार ये अंदर बहुत भरा हुआ होता है. उसकी छोटी छोटी प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम्स उसके लिए वो बड़ी है.
And at very early age now.
Yes, it starts very early. Yes.
Now it starts early.
So I think we all have to understand that we need to give them time. We need counselors. We need to have sessions. We need to keep talking to them as a group. It cannot be one-to-one always. Sometimes it's issues are in a group, in a class.
Okay.
So you need to address all of them, and it is mandatory and it is most important.
And I think, ma'am, giving time and giving quality time, there is a difference in this.
Yes.
Because nowadays, even if we see as a parent, parents are giving time to kids, but they are not giving that quality time. Either they all are going for movie, or they all are watching TV, or playing game with them, but you are not communicating with the child.
And what happens is that if you are busy, you are looking for solutions, तो उनको classes पे भेज दो. अब आजकल ये बहुत ट्रेंड हो गया है, इस क्लास पे जाए बच्चा. बट बच्चे को अपने लिए, हम भी तो बड़े हुए हैं. I don't remember ever going for any class. We've learned everything in school, and then in the evening we used to be all out playing, either a team game or an individual game. That was most important. But आजकल क्या है, बच्चे को गाड़ी में खाना खिला देते हैं पेरेंट्स, फिर एक क्लास से दूसरी क्लास, they're just hopping. So there is a lot of frustration which is building in children, which the parents are not understanding. We try and tell them that you should be the teacher. Don't look out for solutions. Find them within.
Yes. True, ma'am. I think I remember my childhood time. We used to play in the evening hours, and till sunset हम लोग का आने का कोई time नहीं होता था.
Yes.
Our parents used to call us that now it's like now you have to
back
home. अब आ जाओ.
Yes.
It was like that, and nowadays, as you said very correctly, अभी parents के अंदर एक वो FOMO आ गया है that if we are not sending our children to
we're missing out on something.
We are missing out on something.
Which is not true at all. सब कुछ करो. These schools, like a school like ours, which is it's a heritage school. It is such an old institution. We have so many sports. वो बच्चा जब शाम तक आपके पास घर आ रहा है, उसके बाद आपको किसी क्लास में उसको क्यों भेजना है? Let him sit back and review कि मैंने पूरा दिन भर में स्कूल में क्या किया. What do I have to catch up with? मैंने sit down and listen to them कि उनका दिन कैसा गुजरा. आजकल एक और रीजन मुझे दिखता है कि न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज हो गई हैं. दोनों पेरेंट्स आर वर्किंग, तो बच्चा आके किसके पास रहता है? या मेड होता है, या सर्वेंट होता है, और कोई होता ही नहीं. उसका कोई सुनने को है ही नहीं उसको. तो सुनना जो है बच्चों को, लिसनिंग टू देम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हम भी तो बताते थे आके कि हाउ आवर डे वाज, दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंड, आज मेरी इस फ्रेंड ने मुझे ये कहा, वो कहा. सो I believe in that.
I think वो सारा अंदर उनके अंदर भर रहा है, and they are not expressing it.
They're not able to
event it out. They are not getting an opportunity. और when you ask them out, फिर वो time इतना late हो जाता है, then you are like now kids एक certain time के बाद ना बच्चे बताना बंद कर देते हैं.
वो सोचते हैं कि maybe
they are not,
क्योंकि हम सुन नहीं रहे ना. वो हम एक blame game, मतलब अगर हम हर स्टेप पे, वो बच्चा है तो उसने अगर गलती करी है तो उसको समझाना हमारा फर्ज है. अगर हम उसको ब्लेम करें कि तुम्ही ने ऐसा करा होगा, तो वो कभी आपके पास आकर ओपन अप होएगा ही नहीं. ऑल दिस इज रिक्वायर्स अ लॉट ऑफ रीडिंग. आई फील दैट इज अनदर थिंग दैट इवन एज पेरेंट्स वी शुड ऑल रीड, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपन्स, बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस मिलते हैं तुम्हें. दीस इज यू हैव द वर्ल्ड इज ऑन अ क्लिक ऑफ अ बटन. यू कैन जस्ट गूगल एंड फाइंड आउट थिंग्स. यू कैन look at solutions, but don't give up. You can't give up on your children.
On your children.
So I feel that as parents, if you are all learned parents, you have beautiful children, so you need to give them time. Don't worry about the neighbor's child is doing what. It's not important. Your child is your kid, and what are his needs, those should be taken care of. Teachers also need, once you're in school or once you're with your children, they should be your foremost important thing in your life at that point of time. Everything else can wait. A child cannot. For him, today is important, tomorrow is already gone.
यस मैम. सो मैम, जैसे अभी हम लोग चाइल्ड जो वायलेंस की बात कर रहे थे, तो बच्चों के लिए सेफ्टी से रिलेटेड या उनकी कॉन्सेंट है या नहीं, जैसे हम बात करते हैं गुड टच बैड टच की,
Yes.
उसको लेके डू यू रियली थिंक हम कोई सुझाव अपने लोगों को दे सकते हैं? एनीथिंग?
See, good touch, bad touch, and all, we teach children. We have counselors who talk to them. Children understand these days. But I also feel as a society, everybody has to be educated. It is not just, the children. Even when we are raising our boys should be raised as if we are raising girls. ऐसा क्यों हो कि भाई लड़कियों के लिए ये है और बॉयज के लिए ये है? Till we don't teach our boys to respect girls, it will never come in society, because the society is as one whole.
Yes.
अगर आज आप कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो बाहर निकलने के लिए कि मैं 8 बजे के बाद बाहर, तो आप अपने बच्चों को कैसे भेजोगे? तो आई थिंक वी एज द स्टेक होल्डर्स ऑफ सोसाइटी हैव टू वर्क इन मेकिंग श्योर आवर सिटी, क्लीनेस्ट सिटी तो हम बन गए.
यस.
Today, 6th time in a row.
Yes.
But now I think we should become, for safety also, we should be,
Yes.
Indore should be on top. How to make the women safe. And it is not just women, even men can be unsafe. In today's world, there's nothing like women are unsafe. It could happen to anybody.
Anybody.
So when you're traveling out, you're in the bus, I think we should have our helplines all put up, numbers put up, talk about it. It should be like a message. It should be like a song. It should be like for everybody that this is what we have to do. We have to make our society safe.
मैम, आजकल जो बच्चों में जो रेप केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं और किड्स ही किड्स को हार्म पहुंचा रहे हैं इन सम वे और द अदर, एंड आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द टीनेजर किड्स और ग्रोन अप किड्स.
It's happening with the younger ones.
With the younger
See,
ones.
I think that is because of the curiosity.
Uh-huh.
Because they're exposed to so much. Here we are to be blamed because of what we are showing on television, on OTT. Even if you see the the cartoons of children, they have all very stupid things these days.
Yes.
तो क्या होता है कि बच्चा तो क्यूरियस होता ही है, वो एक्सप्लोर करना चाहता है. He doesn't know where to stop. So I think from a very young age we need to, again we come back to the same thing.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Talk to them.
Make them understand. It's not about it, like you hear about so many wrong things. You hear about people talk about it, but let's look out for solutions. Solutions is this, that each and every person has to be educated.
Yes.
We cannot say कि भाई अगर बच्चा आपसे कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है and you become conscious of, उसको बोलो अभी नहीं, मैं बाद में बात करूंगी. The moment you say that, the child says कि ये बात में भी मुझे करनी ही नहीं थी, तो उसकी वो curiosity towards the thing बढ़ती है. I think if you are a straight forward person, if you answer his questions there and then, I think we'll be able to take care of many things.
Yes.
Then another reason is that kind of competition which is happening. The competition is not between children. उनको क्या पता? It's between the parents.
Yes.
So the jealousy or harming each other is because that, जैसे वो पहले ऐड था ना, मेरी साड़ी उससे सफेद, उसकी साड़ी से सफेद, so सफेद कैसे? So it is the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I think we as responsible parents should make our children understand that कभी वो first आ गया तो कभी तुम आ गए. It really doesn't matter. You have given your 100%. It's not about the numbers. We are looking at numbers कि उसको
80%
मिले, 80% आए, उसको देखो तुम्हारे फ्रेंड को 85 आया, मैं तुम्हारे को इससे ज्यादा पढ़ाती थी, उसने तुम्हारा देख लिया, and then they come and compare with teachers. Yes.
वो एग्रेशन उनका कहीं और निकलता है.
बिल्कुल एक दूसरे पे निकलता है.
एक दूसरे पे निकलता है.
Naturally. और वो इतना बच्चों में नहीं होता, बिकॉज व्हेन यू, बच्चे को क्या पता, बट हम आपस में बात करते हैं. अब जैसे आई रिमेम्बर व्हेन वी वर ग्रोइंग अप, हम कभी भी आकर अपनी की टीचर के बारे में कुछ गलत घर पे नहीं बोल सकते थे. देयर वाज नो क्वेश्चन. आजकल तो बच्चा जाके बोले कि मेरी टीचर ने मुझे डांटा या मेरी टीचर, वो तो उठा के आपको फोन कर देंगे, वो प्रिंसिपल को फोन कर देंगे, वो ट्रस्टीज को फोन करेंगे, बोल ही नहीं सकते थे.
हमारे ऊपर ही आता था वो. अल्टीमेटली दे
But
विल स्कॉल्ड
see how
अस,
times
यू
are
मस्ट हैव
changing.
डन समथिंग.
And then if children come to school and tell the teacher कि देखो आपको मेरे फोन आ गया ना आपको, तो हम क्या सिखा रहे हैं. So I feel that parents play the major role. चाहे कोई कुछ भी बोले, बच्चा स्कूल में ज्यादा टाइम रहता है, बहुत पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं कि मैम बच्चा तो आपके पास है, तो अब ये आपके पास ही तो सारा टाइम है.
दैट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी.
यस, बट आप मुझे बताओ, घर में भी संस्कार होते हैं. अगर मेरा बच्चा देख रहा है कि मैं अपने घर वाले जो मेड्स हैं या सर्वेंट्स हैं उनसे गंदी तरह बात कर रही हूँ, तो वो वही सीखेगा. तो वो कहीं ना कहीं ड्राइवर भैया को या मेड को गंदी तरह ही बात करेगा. बट आप अगर उनसे अच्छी तरह बात करोगे, रिस्पेक्ट दोगे, आप करके उनसे बात करोगे, तो आपके बच्चे भी वही सीखेंगे. सो आई थिंक द एनवायरमेंट इन द हाउस हैज टू बी so strong that your child learns or takes in those values which will make him the best.
Very true. I think what you see you learn.
Yes.
आप उनको कुछ भी empathy सिखाओ, anything, but if you are not talking
practicing
to your mates
about
properly,
it, yes,
so you won't be able to do it.
So we say na, there's a famous saying that you learn by doing.
Yes.
So it not only goes for children, it also goes for adults.
Yeah.
Because आपको बच्चे देख के फिर सीख रहे हैं.
So ma'am, do you really think parents and teachers का communication channel और strong होना चाहिए, or do we need to meet more often to look out for such solutions so that kids, मतलब students के अंदर ये चीजें
I feel जो हमारा resilience है और जो to bear something, आजकल बहुत threshold of bearing things has become very weak. हम एकदम से react करते हैं. So मुझे लगता है कि we have a very good rapport with all our parents. It's very nice. But जो reaction time होता है वो इतना fast होता है. I think you always need to think before you react. कि ये क्यों किया होगा. अगर टीचर ने बोला है या अगर पेरेंट ने बच्चे को बोला है और बच्चा आकर आपको बता रहा है, तो एकदम से ये नहीं कि फोन उठा के फोन कर दिया. Just think कि क्यों ऐसा हुआ होगा. Maybe sometimes it does happen. I feel that we have more. The bond is much better now than what it ever used to be. पहले तो parents teachers के पास इतना आ भी नहीं पाते थे. अब तो it's very nice. You are on WhatsApp groups. You send messages. You react to it. Everybody is friends. You meet socially. So I think you are on a much better space. Only thing is you need to understand.
And you need to communicate.
Yes, and your threshold has to be stronger.
Yes. We always say, hearing and listening, there's a difference.
Yes.
We normally go and we just want to vent out our things about our children. We don't want to listen.
Yeah. तो सुन लो अगले की भी. That is the whole thing.
Great. Ma'am, आपको क्या लगता है schools में हमारे curriculum में there has to be some change? Whereas हम किड्स को इस तरह की चीज़ों के लिए एक अलग से एक पीरियड हो, एक सब्जेक्ट हो जिसमें हम इस तरह की उनको इन्फॉर्मेशन भी पास ऑन करें. डू यू थिंक दैट नीड हैज टू बी चेंज देयर?
So it is already there in curriculums lately. We have moral science there, which used to be there in most of the convents earlier. Now we have counselors who come and address children. We also have assembly talks on what we teach them, how to be positive, how to be, caring for others, sharing and caring. We have all these topics. I only feel that we keep emphasizing that a child should be learning. But I also feel very strongly that, even teachers, it's not only about teaching a subject, but you should have time to talk to your students. And normal course of time. It's not necessarily every time has to be bookish. कोई PhD के exam तो वो अभी दे नहीं रहे. They are growing up children. There are so many things which we can teach them. So I think in a playway method that, while you're talking to them, telling them stories, there are lots of messages which you can give them. Teach them to respect everything, whether it is non-living or living. Everything needs to be respected. If it's there in this world, it has to be respected and loved.
Yes.
So I think through little things, just talking to them. These days there's lots which is available on YouTube.
Yes.
About communication, about empathy,
Yes.
about being loving towards animals. There is so much.
Yes.
You know, we should share and show them these kind of videos. Talk to them, have an interpersonal exchange of views. Talk to them, question answer sessions. All this will evolve them into becoming better human beings.
Better human beings. Wow, wonderful. So, ma'am, since we are having a community of mothers with over like more than 47,000 mothers who are connected with us, and they all belongs to Indore city. So, ma'am, any last message would you like to give to all the mothers who are watching us live, and anything for our kids, our students' mental well-being?
आई फील कि पेरेंट्स को या मदर्स को अपने बच्चों के लिए हमेशा अवेलेबल होना चाहिए एट एनी गिवन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. और उनकी मेंटल वेलबींग होएगी अगर आप उनको नरिशिंग फूड दे रहे हो, अगर आप उनकी बात सुन रहे हो, अगर आप उनके लिए अवेलेबल हो, आप उनके साथ कोई छोटी सी गेम भी खेलो, आप उनके साथ बैठो, उनके रीड आउट टू देम. आई थिंक उससे ज़्यादा आप अपने बच्चे को स्ट्रॉन्ग बना ही नहीं सकते हो. वो बच्चा ऑटोमेटिकली जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज गोइंग टू बी सराउंडेड बाय सो मच ऑफ लव एंड अफेक्शन एंड द राइट वैल्यूज जो आप उसमें इनकलकेट करोगे, उससे वो अपने आप ही इतना आगे बढ़ेगा एंड ही विल बी इन अ हैप्पी स्पेस.
Wow, wonderful, ma'am. It was great having you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me over, Komal. It's been my pleasure and great being with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.